Started. Okay. Hi, Nicole. Okay. I'm so excited. So Nicole and I actually haven't connected, but I've just watched her and stalked her a little bit from afar. And kind of seen how awesome she's doing. And I don't know, I'm going to be learning with you guys because I don't really know a lot about Nicole's story personally, except for just what I've read through social media. So kind of share your journey with how you got started in the business, if you would. Thanks for having on.
Yeah, of course. I have my little Frenchie with me because he can't leave my side, so he might crawl on me a lot. But hi everyone, I'm Nicole. I joined It Works 3 years ago last month. I joined for a couple extra $100. I would say my goal was about $300 a month. That's really all I wanted. I'm starting to truly embrace my real story. I used to run with the whole broke college student, had no money kind of thing. But, I realized that there's people out there like me. I wasn't a broke college student. I was working since the day I was 16 and I was doing pretty good, but I wanted to do better. So, no matter if you came from struggling or not struggling, you can find success in this, because a lot of the times I'm like, I don't really, a lot of people are like, I don't really have that drive because I never struggled. Well, I wasn't there either. I just always wanted more. So, I joined with the goal of $300 a month just because, I just learned Kelsey saying, hair and nail money. That's what I wanted. I joined, and the girl that I enrolled with quit the company a couple days later. I would say about a week later. So I was kind of left high and dry. Honestly, I had no idea how to talk to people. I had no idea how to post, no idea what to do. I look back at my conversations and I laugh because they were literally the worst of the worst. I was copying and pasting things off eSuite, like scripts. People were like, what's it was ThermoFit at the time. What's ThermoFit? And I would just go on my website and copy and paste it. And I think I would send the little trademark circle and stuff. Bad. My point of me telling you this is no matter where you are now, you can get past it. All right. So then I about 2 months in, I signed my first distributor, and it was a friend of mine, and we both were kind of taking it slow in the beginning. And then I met Cassie. A girl, Alexa, above me reached out to me and was like, hey, I see your PBV's 800, so maybe we should talk. And I was like, okay, let's talk. And she put I enrolled Amber, but she put a distributor under me, and that right there lit my fire. And I was like, this is something big. There's someone above me that sees potential in me. And I saw potential in myself before Alexa even did, but I was like, someone is noticing me. I'm going to go far. That's when I met Cassie. The FaceTimes, the Zooms until 4 a.m. came across. It was me, Cassie, Nay, Lindsay, Emily on a FaceTime, and I thought I was on with Beyonce. Cassie was a double diamond at the time, but she was the coolest person ever. And that's when I realized, Cassie was, 19 or 20, making $7,000-$8,000 a month. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm 23. What am I doing wrong? So that's where I caught the vision, is just becoming friends with those people. And then once I started really becoming friends with them, we would work Wednesdays. We would get together a lot. So if you guys are local, find people, even if they're not on your team, if they're sideline sisters, genuinely all of us, we're obviously all in their Cassie, but we are all sideline sisters, and they are all my best friends. So it doesn't have to be someone that's directly under you. If you're local, connect with people, because we have the best connection ever, and we all aren't under each other. So try to find people local. We would do work Wednesdays, get together all the time. And then I went diamond in 8 months, and stayed at diamond for probably 7 or 8 months. I stayed at diamond, and I was just happy. I was I was a dental hygienist working full time, and I was teaching dental hygiene at the university that I went to. So I was very busy. I was working about 38 hours doing hygiene, working about 12 to 15 hours teaching dental hygiene. So I was working over 40 hours a week with my hands and mouths. So that's 40 to 50 hours a week that I could not be on my phone. But I made it work. I sacrificed some sleep. I woke up 10 minutes earlier, went to bed 10 minutes later, worked during breaks, whatever it was, I made it work. I went double diamond, earning a $30,000 bonus. And then 2 months later, I went triple, got a $50,000 bonus. And then just recently went presidential a couple months ago and got another huge bonus for that. So when I went diamond, I mean, I'm really getting into my story here, but when I went diamond, we bought our first house. And like I said before, I kind of got comfortable because I was working hygiene and I was making some killer money. I was making about $75 an hour, living life. I was happy. And just, that extra $1,200 a month was cool. And then I was like, I hate working. So I was like, I'm ready for double. So we really
Great.
I was just done with it. I hope he never sees this, but my boss was not, nope, was done. So I was like, okay, I'm ready for double. Got my head back into the game, really started working, connecting with my team. I pride myself on how close I have become. Like my team is like my best friends. So really started getting close with my team. Once they're your friends, they're never going to leave you. Promoted to double, cut back a day at work. Then my check started going. I mean, I was only double for 2 months, but I was a very, very high paid double. I was making, for the 2 months that I was double, I made a $9,000 check and an $11,000 check monthly as a double. So, that was great. And then I went triple 2 months later and cut back another day at work. But I will tell you that I was working and teaching until I moved to South Carolina in May. So I was triple for almost a whole year and I was still working. So this is just another thing, guys. You can do it no matter what you're doing. I'm not a mom, but if you're a mom, if you're working, if you're a student, if you're anything, you can make it happen, because I was truly at a job that I could not be on my phone. I mean, I had gloves on. I was in mouths all day. I could not, but you make it work. So then we moved to South Carolina and I was like, I'm done with Connecticut. We're here now and it's snowy outside. I'm like, it's either snowing or it's raining or it just sucks here. So I was done with Connecticut and we moved to South Carolina. We went from our little 900 square foot house to a 3,000 square foot house. And we've just, changed so much as people. Me and my husband, Craig, we've changed so much as people, and like our lifestyle has changed so much because of this. And it's just like the best thing ever. So now we're living in South Carolina, both doing this full time, and we get to hang out with this guy all the time.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So what made you choose South Carolina? I'm so curious. Okay,
so everyone asked me that. I wanted Florida. Craig didn't. We kind of settled like in the middle between Connecticut and Florida. Obviously Cassie's in Florida, so I mean, me and Emily we go there like once a month, I swear. But I just think that it's really cool because they still get the seasons kind of. We still get winter without the snow.
Yeah.
And our winter is like fall. So that's why I chose South Carolina.
Yeah, I love it. I love it that you just like randomly picked up and moved. That's so awesome.
So when I was just talking to you before and you were like, I'm all about the spontaneous life, I was like, same.
Yes.
We are seriously so spontaneous. Like both our dogs we only have because we were like walking by them and they were cute. And like I don't even remember Craig and I talking about moving. Like I feel like we were like living, selling our house and buying a new one. Like we didn't even talk about moving. It was the weirdest thing. So we're just very spontaneous.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay. So talk about, when you were going in promoting, right? Like when you were sitting at Diamond, it feels like, 7-8 months is not necessarily like an absorbent amount of time to sit at Diamond. I think that happens for a lot of people for a variety of reasons. But when you're talking about your story, I can feel that like you mentally almost took a break from the business a little bit. Like you weren't just as into it. So what was that like, you know, and how important, what were those friendships and relationships? Because I think when you work the business by yourself and you isolate yourself, it's really hard to be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then like by the time you get home, you're like, I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it tomorrow. But when you have the accountability of other people who are, you know, just hopping on like power 5 hours with you, just actually chilling and chatting and working and etc. And doing that, like how important was that to like your success and you staying in the business mentally at that point?
I mean, that was everything. Like it's easy to get comfortable and stay stuck. It's, you know, if that's your word. Like I said, I was making killer money. I joined this as an extra thing. So I got stuck. Like I was just like, I'm successful without this. So I was cool. What you really have to do is grow your mind and know why you're doing this, because that's what's going to push you through. If I was comfortable living in Woolkit and living in my little house forever, then I'd probably still be a diamond. But I wanted more. I was like, this house is small. Like, I feel like I'm always on top of Craig and the dogs are always like everywhere and I just can't even think. So just have your priorities and what you want in the future, your 5-year plan. If that means enough to you, like you are going to have that drive. Having the friends there to help push you is just, it's undescribable. Especially when you have people that are so good at this. Like my best friends are at the top of this company and we are all getting to the top together. So find those people that motivate you, because I've tried accountability partners with X, Y, and Z, with this person, with that person. And there's just, it all comes back to Cassie, Nay, Emily, and Lindsay. And those are like my girls, and we pump each other up. And you know, whether it's getting an LC, or whether it's top 150 numbers coming out, it doesn't matter what it is. Whether it's building our new houses, Nay and Cassie are building houses and Lindsay's getting an apartment. Like, it doesn't even have to be business-wise. We are genuinely so fired up for each other. So it's finding those people, again, whether they're under Kelsey or under me. Like, it doesn't matter who it is in the business. You have to find those right people. And it's trial and error. I told you I have tried so many different people and it all comes back to them. So don't feel like you're doing something wrong if you can't find your person, if you can't find that accountability partner that keeps up with you, or that you can, well, you always want someone that you can't keep up with, because that's what motivates you.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say, like, look at somebody, and like, for me, like Jade didn't even know she was in my inner circle until like, I was like, I mean, she probably still doesn't know, because I literally was like watching Jade's YouTube videos every single day for the first 60 days I was in the business, at least. Just because she was somebody that like, she was successful. You guys, success leaves clues. And so if somebody is, don't get jealous. Yep. Don't get bitter. Don't feel like and criticize what they're doing or they're not doing. Find somebody who is where you want to be, who does it the way you want to do it. Don't apologize for leaving anybody behind, and go get excited about what they're doing.
Exactly. Like, it's the best feeling when you are truly never, like, I guess jealous is the word, never jealous of what someone else has. We just found out that Nayara is the youngest ambassador right now. We just figured it out like 2 days ago. And I genuinely shed a tear when I found out, because I was so excited for her. So it's just finding those people. Again, it doesn't have to be someone on your team. I used to always think it had to be someone that I was working with,
or somebody that's like at your same rank, or you're like, oh, we're both pushing for this promotion together. But like, you guys, like, not all triples are created equal. Not all doubles are created equal. Not all people who are going diamond are created equal. Don't feel bad for wanting to level up. Mm-hmm. Like, don't do that to yourself, because there are so many like other people, like, shit, Erin, she hit triple 2.0, and I was like, no, bro, you can't lap me. Like, nope, sorry. Like, you know, so there are so many, and it doesn't have to be like somebody that on paper you match up with. Where do you feel it in your soul that gets you fired up to where you're like, dang, that person is like I need to see that person. Like and like, it's not out of jealousy, but it's out of inspiration, right?
Yep.
Like, it's out of like, I see what she's doing and it's making me want to do more.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have that, you will settle for where you're at.
Exactly.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. It's such good advice. Okay. Tell us more. Just keep going. I feel like this is good.
Let's see.
Okay. I do have another question. So how do you like, I guess having that circle is a huge key to like not keeping you complacent at every level, right? Because even though now you're pres, you're like, I still got to catch up to Nay and Cass.
Yeah. I mean, they were my circle before I was diamond. Mm-hmm. Like, Cassie went triple, I think, when I went diamond. And like, I remember Cassie being announced 30 something the first time she was ever in it, and Nay was 60 something, and I was a diamond, but that was my circle. They were so successful already, but like, it does, like Kelsey, you were saying, it doesn't matter what rank you are. Like, Cassie was my person when she was a triple and I was barely maintaining diamond. Just find your person. So I actually forgot what you just said, your question, but
no, I guess my question to you now would be, to people who can get not necessarily jealous, but discouraged when they feel like, I'm doing the same thing this person's doing, I'm sending out the same message, and I'm not seeing the same results. What would you say to them?
Okay. So I am huge on your mindset, and that is simply all it is. I can't, say it enough. When I sign up new distributors, I have them watch The Secret on Netflix, and that's like their number one thing to do before I even teach them about the business. Go watch The Secret. If you are sending the same message to the same amount of people, it's simply that you are not fired up. Not that you're not fired up, but your mindset isn't ready for that yet. If I always say ignorance on fire. If you're new and you feel like, I've been getting a ton of this, that's why I'm going to say this. My new girls are like, I'm not seeing as much success as Leah. Okay, we'll use Leah on my team. She just joined 2 months ago. She went emerald. Now she's going diamond in 3 months, and she's on fire. And people are getting upset because they are 3 months in and they're a ruby. And I always say to them, your mindset isn't ready for it. Like, Leah is freaking ready for so much success.
I need to meet Leah. Where's Leah at?
Leah's amazing. I have some serious new rock stars. Jenna joined 6 months ago and she's almost triple. Like, these girls are rocking it, but that's where it is. You're spending so much of your time being, I don't know, I just keep going back to the word of jealous, but getting yourself down because these other people are succeeding. Whereas if you genuinely, like, in your heart, not just saying it to like, so your upline doesn't get mad at you, genuinely in your heart are excited for them, you're not gonna find yourself holding yourself back because you're upset. When you're upset, you're not gonna work as hard. So getting upset at someone else's success is literally doing nothing but holding you back. When you're excited about someone's success, when you cry, when you find out Nayara is the youngest ambassador in the company right now, that's truly being happy for someone. Like, nothing's gonna, if Cassie hits number one, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not number one, because that's not gonna get me to number one. So, use that.
You seriously need to read that book. It talks about that. So it talks about like how, in Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, for all of you guys who haven't read it, it talks about you can't have things that you hate seeing in other people. So like,
yes.
like the skinny people, like you see them on the beach and you're like, this skinny Bia, like this girl, she just looks like no flaws. Like, and then like in our head, we're like, I just hate her. She's probably like really dumb or something. Like, I've totally done that before. I'm like trying to justify like, oh, I'm still cooler than her, even though her body's way better than mine. And so, but the author talks about like how whatever you're cursing, you'll never have that.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you're cursing the house on the hill, you're like, oh, that person probably just got lucky because they won the lottery. Or you're cursing the Bentley that just cut you off and you're like, this rich, annoying person who just thinks they're better than everybody. Like, why would you ever subconsciously become that if you're cursing it and you're thinking negatively about it? your mind won't let you. But when you start like, bless that body, like that girl, she probably works so hard for it. And it's the same thing. Like when you see that, like you're going to get more of it and attract more of it. So the book talks about that. So it's so good.
I mean, I'm always like, the secret's like my thing. And, you know, thoughts are things. We always say it. And I'm sure there's got to be someone on here that can relate to this. Growing up, I would think something and then it would happen. And then I'd be like, I'm psychic. I'm Raven. I should have been the star on That's So Raven, because I literally think things and then and like, I should have the music playing and like the like effects. I'm like, I'm Raven. And now I get it. I'm like, no, I just literally put it out into existence. And I could tell you, if there's newer people on here or whatever, it took me about a year to realize that wasn't fake, a crock of crap or whatever. Like, I used to be like, Cassie, stop. Like, you're annoying me. That's fake. Like, it doesn't matter. And now I really realize that it's a true thing. Like, what you put out there is what's going to happen.
Yeah, it is. It's so friggin' true. It's so awesome. Like, it's crazy because like there are multiple times in our house, like I've had like deja vu and I didn't even realize it. Like I didn't even realize it. Yes, the law of attraction. It's so powerful. So I think the other question that I want to kind of switch subjects on, then we'll hop back to mindset, but you know, your results have been blasted all over and your results are so amazing. So talk to us about like the power of what that did for you, how mentally your mindset, you know, how important your mindset was with that too. Because I think that is not talked about enough. We can talk about the power of the mindset when it comes to the business, but let's talk about power of the mind when it comes to losing weight, when it comes to getting fit and using the products consistently and what that did for your business.
All right. So I will be the first one to say, I tell every single person, you need to be a product of the product. Get your ADDV auto shipment turned on, because if you want to be successful in this, you have to love the products. I have my top 5 that I just absolutely love that I can sell. Like if my vocal cords were cut and my fingers were broken, I could still sell them because I don't even need to put effort into it because it's so easy for me. Once you fall in love with products, you can literally, it just like pours out of your smile because you're so excited about them. So being a product of the products is a must if you want success with this. Once you get your own before and after pictures, whether it's losing weight or, you know, if you're already super fit and you want to tone up that 6-pack even more with wraps, or you just want to grow your hair out, it doesn't matter what the product is, find your product and run with it. I say, you know, obviously I'm feeling better and I'm getting more customers and stuff, but I'm powered by money. I'm like driven by money. So, you know, once the customers start coming in and like you're fast starting all your people and you're getting all this money and you're getting all this money and you're getting all this money, like it's so easy for me to keep getting results because I want more money. So you have to find what drives you. At the end of the day, money drives me. If your health and happiness, obviously that's important, but if your health is like what really drives you, then run with that. Just figure out what it is. And no matter whether it's your why with the business and why you want to make money or why you want to look better, if it's strong enough, you don't really have to fight yourself in your head. I was doing strict keto for those pictures, and I was just like, I found things that I liked and it made it easy. And getting, you know, sharing my results with people and having all these customers say back to me, oh my gosh, you look so good. Like every single time someone says that, that's a win. And I'm like, yeah, I do, thanks. Like, and that's what drove me to keep getting better results. And, you know, now, I mean, I'm down 31 pounds and being back in Connecticut, it's kind of tough because everyone wants to go out to eat and see you and stuff. And, you know, you just got to keep doing what you're doing and just keep reminding yourself that these results are going to pay off for your health. They're going to pay off for your pocket. But at the end of the day, when you just get all those, oh my gosh, you look so good. Like I haven't seen some people in months because we moved, and hearing that, it's just like every single time it's a win, and that's going to drive you enough. There's nothing else you really need to do, but just be pumped up and just know that it's all going to be worth it in many different ways.
Yes, it's so true too. And I think sometimes like, especially, you've been in the business for a while. So like, it's easy to get results. Like, I mean, not easy, but I think it's when you're just starting to use the products, but like then to kind of rediscipline yourself after you've been in the business a while and be like, okay, no, I need to get my results. Like I need to get results. Because, now it's like I have like stashes of product because I love all of them, but I'm not as consistent. And so it's important to like, even if you've been in the business a year, 2 years, 2 months, whatever, like really figure out like, what do you want health wise and, like make a goal. And I think, it's just so important to make sure that, you're reconnecting with like your health goals too, because people want to see. It's like when you go to any retail store, if you go to an express store, that's why all the people are wearing express. It's because they have to, right? Yep. That's what sells the product. And that's what sells the clothing, is seeing other people have it on. And it's the same way with the business, is, you using and wearing the product essentially like every single day. They're like, oh my gosh, you look so good. What'd you do? Then you're not selling it, you guys. That's not selling. That's just sharing it. It makes it so simple. Okay. So I love that. And congratulations on your weight loss. You do look awesome. Yeah. That's so awesome. Do you have like another goal that you set, like for how much weight you want to lose?
I mean, I have like my end goal, but I was always told your goal shouldn't be your weight. It should be one outfit that you want to look good in. So I have my one jumpsuit, and I'm like obsessed with jumpsuits. It's like, I'm surprised I don't have one on right now. It's like all over. So I have like my one jumpsuit that's like, this is my goal. I want to look good in this. So find it. If it's a pair of jeans and you knew you were a size, whatever it is, 6, 8 in high school, like, and that's what you want to get back to. Don't depend on the scale necessarily. You could depend on those jeans and, okay, well, I can't button them now. And then you button them, but you're still bulging out of them. Okay, well, I've got them buttoned. That's a mini win. And then you just keep going towards that.
I love that. I've never heard that. That's such a good tip. Okay. So I love that. Okay. So a couple more questions. Tell me like what your day-to-day looks like.
All right. So we'll start with posting. I post twice a day on social media. I post around 12, around lunchtime for most people, and then around 8 or 9-ish at night, when in my head people have had dinner, cleaned up, hopefully got the kids to bed, and they're like sitting on the couch. So those are my 2 times that I post. I message daily. I message a lot. I probably get out a minimum of 100 messages a day. But to me, that doesn't take much time. I make each message personal by putting the person's name in it. I don't say, hey girl, hey babe, hey princess. I don't know, I'm just thinking of things. I don't say anything like that unless I really can't figure out what their name is. Then I'll say girl, but I put their name.
Listen, we've all had them like princess party of 2 like hashtag or handles, and I'm like, who is this? What's this girl's name?
Yeah, so
I have to play like FBI to get their actual name on Instagram.
Exactly. So then they get a hey girl, but try to make it as personal as possible. Something that I personally do, everyone's different. I don't tell people that they're super pretty. I think I just feel uncomfortable saying it. So I changed I think you're super pretty and you would love our products too. I hope I'm not bothering you. I know you would, can I tell you about our products? I know you would love them. You would get my distributor discount. And I have so much success sending that, because even if someone's going to say no, they always say back, not always, but most of the time say back, no, you're not bothering me, but I'm not interested. And then you're going to get a message back, which means Instagram is going to know that they want to see your posts, and your posts are going to get bumped up with the algorithm. So, to me, I found that I was getting more interaction because more people were saying, no, you're not bothering me. So I post, I message.
How long does it take you now to get out like 100 messages?
So I break it up. I try to do it hourly. I still did this hourly when I was working. So you guys can find time. It takes me about 20 seconds to send out 10 messages because I'm sending the same message. I'm just changing the name. So if you guys, Sherry Lynn says this, if you could pee, you could post. If you could pee, you could message. If you could pee, you could follow up. So, I would run to the bathroom and that's what I would do. And, I try to do it hourly. Obviously, sometimes you can't do that, but I do about 10 to 15 an hour and just break it up that way. So it really doesn't seem like I'm sitting there for a long time doing it because it's just like a little bit here. I drive to Home Goods and I sit in the car and I do a little bit here and then I do a little bit there. So if you break it up, it really doesn't seem like it's that overwhelming.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. So you message, you post.
Message, post, follow up. Okay, so I follow up daily. And
are you only messaging about customers?
So I used to message for distributors probably a year ago. I don't anymore. Life posts are all I do now. And if your life posts are good, people will flock to you. I'm definitely a mass distributor enroller, and it's all from life posting. So
what was like your average distributor enrollment?
I would say I get no less than 20 a month. So probably between like 20 and 30. I'm struggling. My Instagrams went down about 2 weeks ago. So right now I'm a little struggling, but it's okay. It's okay. So
what do you mean it's not coming back?
No. So guys, it's super important that you're making your own Instagram stories because the way that the posts are working, if you're sharing the same picture, the same caption, the same stories, each picture gets a code on Instagram. And if it's shared too many times, Instagram will shut down the account that's sharing it. So me and Nay and Cassie and everyone were sharing the same stories. So my Instagram's got shut down. So nothing to be alarmed with if you're making your own stories. So just continue to make everything.
I wonder if you filter it, if you put a filter on it or edit it.
I'm going back and forth. I don't know. I'm obviously terrified now because I had 20,000 followers over my accounts and I'm down to, I had to make a new account and I have 900 followers. So it's a little sad. Oh, 935. I'm getting up there.
You are. You're almost in the thousands. Big timing.
So yeah, I don't anymore, but I will not say that it's wrong because I used to message for distributors. The only reason I don't message for distributors anymore is because I found that I was asking people to want this business, so they weren't having the same value as I did. I joined because I reached out and I wanted to know more and I was ready for more. When it comes to messaging for distributors, I'm asking that person to want more. They're probably not mentally ready because I'm asking them and they're not asking me. So that's why I stopped. I was finding I was signing a ton of distributors because I'm very good at talking to them about signing up. But it's just once they signed up, they didn't have the value for it yet because they weren't ready for it yet.
Yeah.
So that's why I only message for customers at this point. So this is props to Nay if she ever sees this. This is my planner. I got it off Amazon. You could type in day designer and it's only this pattern that is set up the way that I'm going to explain. So each day, if you're talking to enough people, and this is what I think, if you're talking to enough people, the normal planner that you buy at TJ Maxx that has one column per day isn't enough space if you're talking to enough people. So with this planner, each day has its own page. So this is Friday, this is Saturday. Each day has its own page. So you can really spread out who you're talking to and not feel like, I hate messes. I hate when my planner would look messy. I would literally use it for a week. If my handwriting got messy, I would throw it out and go get a new one because I'm crazy.
You're so green. I love it. Can you rub some off?
But I'm really not. It's just I hate messy handwriting.
Okay, people want to know how many LCs do you sign on average monthly?
Probably about 20 to 30, I would say. But I am huge on getting big LCs. I go all out. I can't tell you the last time I enrolled an LC that was under 90 BV. I literally can't tell you. So I'm definitely big on
What do you
signing
sell the most of?
I call it my keto triple threat, and it's 2 bags of keto coffee, chocolate greens, and thermophyte. So I call it my triple threat.
How much is that for the customer?
$50 before anything, before shipping and stuff. $150, I'm sorry.
I'm like, what deal do you get? You get like some special deal? No, $150.
So that's why when we had free shipping, it was great because it was pretty much like $150 flat.
Dude, that's bomb. I love
sell
that.
it like crazy. It's 129 BV, but get your own results and it will sell itself. I send my script, I send people my results. They're like, wow, you look great. I'm like, thank you so much. I'll teach you how to do the same. So that's why having your own results is great.
I freaking love you. Okay, keep going. I'm listening.
Great. So
I'm learning so much.
Each page has its own day. The way that I do this, what's today? Monday. Okay, so before I go to bed, every new number that I got, and I always take conversations off Instagram because you're never going to remember that Sarah _XO23 _heart is going to order from you. Like, you're not going to remember that. So get numbers off Instagram. It's so simple. If you have the mindset that people don't want to give you their number, they're not going to give you their number. I literally probably get 1 or 2 people a month that are like, I'm more comfortable talking on here, and I never push it. I'm like, no problem, let's talk on here. Once we talk more and they're interested, I'm like, now are you comfortable to give me your number? They always do. So don't be scared about asking people for their number. Today is Monday, so tonight before I go to bed, I'm going to put every new number that I got today that didn't order or didn't sign up. I'm going to write their name and their number tomorrow. So I'm going to write it on Tuesday. Tomorrow around noontime, I'm going to follow up with all of those people. I found that works so much better than waiting till Friday, which is what most people do. Because honestly, like, we live in a world that people are on the go. I literally will forget. If I had a question right now and I literally didn't type it right now, I would forget in 5 seconds. So the person you're talking to today on Monday might forget about you by Friday. And then you're like, hey, it's Nicole. Remember, I still have 1 spot to offer my discount. And they're like, discount for what? Like, people don't remember. So
new phone, who this?
Yeah, exactly. So, I follow up the next day. So we talked today on Monday. I'm going to follow up with them on Tuesday. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, Nicole, I'm so sorry. I got tired and I went to bed. Versus on Friday when they're like, who the heck are you? How'd you get my number? So it's just, that has really changed a lot for me, because I was definitely always someone who waited till Friday to follow up, and I got that a lot. So that's my tip on following up.
So you did messaging, posting, following up. When do you add your story? The same time that you post?
Yes. So I am huge on not like totally flooding my story. I think a few quality stories is going to get you way farther than a million stories. So my stories pretty much always work with what I post. If I'm posting a life post about joining and everything, I'm going to put my story on my story. If you guys have not, make sure you guys have the Unfold app. Of course, it's off, it just ended. But, make a story about yourself, why you joined, what you've done with this company, something like this. Like one of these, hi, I'm Nicole. Let me tell you more about me. I joined the business and blah, blah, blah. Something like this where you talk about you and why you joined and what you plan to do with it. That's going to reach people a lot. So when I post a life post about joining, I'm always going to put my story on my story. When I post a results picture or a keto coffee picture, I'm going to put some keto coffee stuff on my story. So I pretty much always,
Is it free?
Unfold? I think so. I think if you want like the fancy ones, like this is considered a fancy one because it's got like the rips and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think it's like $199, but I'm pretty sure like this is considered like a fancier one.
Oh.
It's literally the best app ever. It looks
What
like.
about people have been like telling me to pay $99 to get this Over app, and I'm like, I'm not paying.
I've had Over for years now. I think I got it when it was free, and I never use it. I highly suggest getting Unfold Over. It looks like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And, oh, the best part about it is it saves all your story, like everything that you make, it saves it all. So I used to go in, oh my gosh, making my story for my story was like the worst thing to me because I would spend so much time. I'm like, wow, I've done so much with this company. Like, how do I bring this in and incorporate this? And it was like the worst thing ever. So now I can go right on here and I click About Me, and literally all my stories I've ever made are here. And I can just log in and like change the font. So like if I get a new
Oh my
car,
gosh.
if I get a new car, I just log in, delete the picture of my old car, and put my new car in. Like I can change this picture in 2 seconds. So that's the best part about this app.
That is bomb, because then you're like, then it looks different, but it's the same stuff.
Yep.
People
And,
don't.
and you
People
can
are
make
like,
them super personal and like put, now because my Instagram's got shut off, I'm like trying to put my little, what's it called, a handle. I'm trying to put my little @ symbol with my name on it, and it's so easy to just add it onto there and take it off if I want to. It's just like the best app ever.
oh my gosh, my mind is blown. Okay, I love that. Okay, so somebody asked, when you, let's say you follow, like, let's say me and you were messaging about the products, I fell asleep, you messaged me, and I was like, okay, well, let me think about it. When would you follow up with me again?
All right, so, well, I'm huge on trying to get people to order right then and there. So if someone, this is just some side knowledge, if someone says, let me think about it, of course I say, well, what may I ask, what's holding you back? And if they say money, so I told you I'm big on selling multiple products at once. Very rarely do I sell just one. So if they say, it's the money, I say, no problem. Let's get you started on one product to lock in the discount, and then we'll add more when you get paid. So if someone says I get paid on Friday, I don't say, okay, I'll save you a spot for Friday. I'm like, listen, can you swing just one? Even if it's just the greens for $33, we're going to lock in that discounted spot, and we'll add the rest on Friday when you get paid. But the spots are first come, first serve. So I don't want you to maybe not be able to get one on Friday.
You're so smart. Like, no wonder you make so much money. Okay. That is so good. Okay. So when they do that, are you like, and you're like, well, like if they're like, actually they can't, or do you just find that like most people swing it?
50-50, honestly. And if people say, so here's another thing. If people say, no, I have $4 in my account. Like I really can't do it till Friday. I'll say, okay, no problem. I can save you a spot, but I need your first name, your last name, your email, and the last 4 of your card to put the spot on hold. And everyone's like, okay. And then they give me it, and then I put them in my planner. Some people will give it.
Wow. Where have you been my whole life? Okay, this is so good.
Some people do it. Some people, obviously in this business, some people are not going to answer you. And then you just add them to your normal follow-up list, which I do the next day. But that's 99% of the time I go to.
Yeah, I bet and sometimes they still probably don't order, it's not like going to be 100% close rate, but like, at the end of the day, you're probably getting more people who are serious. They're like, oh my gosh, crap. Like I gave her the last 4 of my card. Like I'm really serious about it.
Yep. And again, on Friday, if they're like, oh, my check was, lower than I expected and I just can't swing it, I pull the same thing. All right, well, let's get you started with at least one to help you start reaching your goals. Oh, if people...
Do you ever like introduce a business at that point?
Yeah, I do that a lot, but I'm like, that's something that I'm always voice texting about. Like if they're like, I really can't do this, I really can't do this. I have found that so many people, I truly get a ton of people that text me from my posts and stuff. So I don't want to say struggle, but I sign distributors up so easily that I'm always into like, I need this person as a customer first. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing how many customers of mine, when you're selling people the right things, they will join as distributors. And then they will sell what you got them results with. And it's just a circle that keeps going around. Like Christy Quinn lost so much weight using my keto triple threat. She went Ruby within like 20 days because she had her own before and after pictures, and it was just a circle. And she just kept talking to people, ignorance on fire, literally. So a huge thing with me is when I'm messaging people and I offer them products and they're like, what do you have? What I have added, I always say, what's your number? I'll send you more info. When I text them, I've added in, so tell me some things you're interested in. And I say weight loss. And then in parentheses, I say, I can make a custom plan for you. And people love that. They're like, oh, weight loss is what's most important to me. And then I say, okay, no problem. How much are you looking to lose so I could recommend the right products? Make sure you're recommending the right products for people, because that's when you're going to see, the attention. I've had my keto triple threat. I can't even tell you how many texts I get a day about people's results. And I got one the other day. She's like, when I thought I couldn't look better, I took this after picture, and she's sending me pictures in a bikini. And then right there, I'm like, you look so good. Will you just put your results on Facebook and tag me in them so other people could do it? And then I get a host of posts. So just make sure you're not recommending products to people that you just want the most BV out of or something like that. Recommend what's going to work best for them, because in the long run, it's going to be so much better. You're going to get them as a distributor, or they're going to do a bomb host of posts.
Yeah, that's so amazing. So you let people who are getting amazing results, they use their own before and afters.
Yeah.
So smart. Okay. So are you doing anything for host of posts specifically besides that?
Okay. So again, everything's mindset, and my mindset is not the best with this. I think that when I post a giveaway, I'm giving away $100 Target gift card, comment below, and I message people for a host of posts, I'm not getting many comments on it. I'm finding that it's my customers who have great results, and I have so many of them right now for recommending the right things for the right people. Those are the host of posts that are really being successful for me.
How are you what's your retention like? Do you do anything specifically to keep your customers? Do you have a routine for hey, I message them when they get their products or anything like that?
I don't. I probably should, but I don't.
If you're spending the time on the front end doing it and recommending them the right products, they're gonna, and I'm normally hey girl, make sure you message me when you get your products right when they order, and then
I was gonna say I do that.
And I'll walk you through how to use everything, and I'll be take a picture because I'm so excited. I'm just I'm lit for them. I'm so hyped for them, and they're like, oh my gosh. So then they're so excited when they get it. And they typically message me, and I'll walk them through how I do the keto coffee and stuff.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I do. I'm I just got a keto triple threat, I was telling you before. And I said to her, let me know as soon as it comes in with emojis and stuff. I want to give you the best tips so you get the best results. And then when it comes in, they message me. I always voice text them. I tell them how I make the keto coffee, how to take the thermophyte. And then I always put it on them. If you're enrolling a ton of people, it's very hard to keep up with everyone. So I always put it on them. I'm I want to know your results. Make sure you take a before picture and keep me posted. If you're finding that you're getting awesome results, I want to know. If you're finding that you feel stuck and you're not getting awesome results, I want to know, because maybe you're doing something wrong with them. And then I found that keto coffee is so good. People are getting such good results that I'm getting texts constantly. I actually just said it to Lindsay the other day. I'm I have never, ever in my 3 years of doing this gotten as many amazing texts about people getting awesome results in my whole 3 years than I have in the last 2 months. It's incredible. So as long as you're, recommending the right things, you don't even have to worry about it. And Christy, she did 3 months and lost so much weight. And now as a distributor, her auto shipment template is 160 BV because she's just loving it. So
yeah.
The products sell themselves. If you're doing the right things and you're recommending the right things, people aren't going to cancel after 3 months.
No, you're not. What's your wording for explaining the LC program?
Super simple. I used to voice text it, but then I mean, of course you can save your voice text, but if something ever were to come back, you can't prove it because it's a voice text. So I do type it out now. And I just say the program is pretty awesome. You get products each month for 3 months. You can change the products around and you're not locked into a certain price or product. For doing this, you get 40% off and a ton of free product credit to use on for future purchases. And super simple. I used to explain perk points and how you can use them and all that stuff. Like, keep it simple. If people have questions, they will ask. I always say, if you give, like, word vomiting is the worst thing ever. If you give everyone the information they want, they have nothing to ask you back and the conversation has died. So if you keep it short and sweet, if they have a question, they're going to ask you.
So true. Is everyone on your keto triple threat doing strict keto?
No. So I tell people, everyone, literally every single person that buys it is like, so what do you recommend eating? And I literally just say low carb. I don't go into I say, if you want strict keto, add me on Facebook. And I share about keto stuff and I have a keto group and stuff like that. But you do not have to do strict keto, but you can eat bread every day. And people will like, I know bread's so bad for you. Like, and it kind of becomes a joke and it gets into the whole coming back to be yourself, because people are just people. And the person behind that phone is someone just like you. So I just say low carb. And I'm always like, we all love pasta, but you got to cut it out, and send a funny GIF and it works every time.
I love it. Okay. So
your planner again. So
yeah.
It's called. So this is the only style that is set up with the
days, like a full page.
Yes. Thank you. It's pretty thick, but it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's that thing's like a Bible.
Yeah, it's my life.
I know. Okay. Any last minute tips? Like, what would you say to somebody who's maybe feeling just like frustrated and they're like, how people are. And I remember feeling this way too. I'm sure you felt this way when you would like watch a Zoom or something and just be like, I just want to be like where they are. Like, like, why am I not there yet? What advice would you give to that person who's just kind of mentally frustrated?
So first thing you have to realize is we've all been there. Like, I'm no one special. I don't not get frustrated. And I'm sure the same thing with Kelsey. Like, don't think that you're doing something wrong by feeling that way. You just have to, it all comes back to growing your mindset and, knowing that you can be where we are, because in the beginning I was like, I'm never going to be whoever. I'm never going to be that person. I'll never be at the top of the company. And then as a triple diamond, I was in the top 100. So, it could be anything. Like, you can genuinely be anything you want. You just have to really believe it and get to work. You cannot beat yourself up for not being where I am or where Kelsey is if you are not putting in the effort that we put in. That's the bottom line. If you are doing half the work, you cannot be upset with yourself for not being where we are. If you're 2 months in, you cannot be upset with yourself for not being where we are. You have to give yourself the time to be great, and you have to put in the effort, because it all comes down to how much work you put into this. The work is very simple. I always joke around. I'm like, you can give the work to your kids and they can do it. It's just if you're going to do it. So get your head straight. Ask yourself, am I matching the efforts of this person? Get yourself an accountability partner that's going to keep you on your toes, not someone that's easy to not text or not keep up with. And you're like, if I just don't text her, maybe she won't text me. Like, no. Like, your accountability partner should be like, what the heck's going on? You haven't gotten a customer yet today. Find yourself someone like that and make sure you guys are matching your efforts, and that's all you need to do.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I know everybody's mind was blown. So I'll definitely appreciate you taking the time to spend with us tonight. And I can't wait to see you go ambassador.
Thanks, you too.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a